So we're out walking back to the trailhead. I have a new rule as far as injuries go that if it still hurts after 2 hours, then it might be something to actually look at. For example, every morning I seem to have a different muscle or tendon that's just killing me in the mornings, and when I'm walking, the first hour or two in the morning just feels like something's very, very wrong. But then you sort of get warmed up, get stretched up, and then after about 2 hours, most of it seems to go away, at least enough to sort of keep walking. The only thing that's kind of past that mark for me is my Achilles and my right foot. Hurts really, really bad in the morning, almost to the point where it's really difficult to walk. And then I just kind of really stretch it out as much as I can, take it slow the first hour or two, and it warms up and much less painful. And then when I go to sleep at night, kind of hoping that it heals itself a little bit gradually, and then it's fine by a couple more days. So we'll just have to see, but just part of it, learning how to just deal with pain on a daily basis. It's a red F. This is indeed the trail. Walking through these burn sites makes you feel like you're on another planet. This is the trail for much of Pennsylvania, and you're doing miles and miles of this every day. So essentially, I'm just walking on perpetually rolled ankles. World's largest Cabela's, middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. We are once again back at a hotel. I stumbled down a rock slide and messed up my ankle. So I figured it's been hurting me for a couple of days, and I did that, and it was really hurting me. Not very fun to walk on, so decided I would rest it today. We took a 0. We haven't taken a 0 in 250 miles, so it was about due. And just eating a lot of food. Peach got a resupply on food, so we're gonna hit the trail tomorrow, and then 4 days we will be out of Pennsylvania. With all the rocks of Pennsylvania, I must say this has not been my favorite state, but it is a state to get through. So in 4 days we will knock it out, hopefully. Okay, we are back on the trail with a uphill climb again. first thing to start off with the bad ankle. Just taking it slow. We are solo. We have sort of split up with our crew. Everybody's in different places, so we're gonna try to shoot for 20 miles today. Only because it's raining and that's where the nearest shelter is, so it's gonna be a long one. Well, after my falls the other day, I decided to buy some trekking poles, and this scene right here about sums up how I'm adjusting to them. They both got caught and I just slung myself forward. Another day in Pennsylvania, another boulder field, thinking that it's a trail. There's been working all around the tent, and Peach is not happy about it. Very rarely do we get an actual road to walk on that isn't asphalt and filled with semis going 100 miles per hour next to you. You got to soak in these good trails. I haven't had good luck with the hat selection off trail. I lost my good hat probably 2 weeks in, and then like 2 days later there's one laying on the side of the trail, so I thought I'd give that a whirl. Was kid size. If you know me, I have a monstrous head, so that one was very uncomfortable. Then I saw this one about 4 days later, also on the side of the trail, and this one's also a kid size. So I've been trying to avoid paying for an actual hat, just because probably will lose it again, and with the hotel stays, I am cutting into budget. So we're trying to live feebly for the next couple of weeks. Well, I passed two locals, one of which was a very elderly lady who all she said when she passed me was, "Enjoy the knife." So this is the knife. It is just a ridge walk of boulders, and we have arrived. And this is what the trail has looked like for the past 2 hours. So up we go. Here we are upon the knife. Pretty cool trail. I'm sure it's much more enjoyable as a day hike and not when you're hurting and carrying too much weight as a thru hiker. But pretty cool nonetheless. Whoa. Should not be recording right now, but check out that view. You enjoying it, Peach? Huh? Wow. Okay, we are headed down to tackle that. This is Lehigh Gap. It is just an exposed rock scramble all the way up. So we are gonna do it today, towards the end of our day, a long day, because it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and it is not recommended to do that in the rain when it's slippery. So not ideal to do it after the end of the day And also there's no water sources on that ridge really, without having to hike down the ridge, get water, and hike back up. So we'll see. We're going to try to chug as much water right now before we start, and try to carry full water bottles up to the top of it, and just plan to have a limited amount of water tomorrow until we get about 15 miles in, and there's a water source then. So we'll see how it goes. The good news is, if it's just too much as far as the water goes and I need water, I can climb down the hill or mountain and get water. It's just a very arduous task that I don't want to have to do tomorrow, but it is a bailout if we need to. So let's see how we do it. Stopped by the Lehigh Gap River, chugged as much water as possible, cooked dinner so I don't have to use any of my water after I get up there, and we're taking a little break before climb that monstrosity. So it'll be 4 miles to camp. It'll be a very long day, but I would much rather do that rock scramble when it's dry. People say it's way too dangerous to do when it's wet, and it's going to be raining for the next 5 days. So we are just going to take advantage of today being dry and knock it out. We'll see how we do. Well, it's fair to say it is tick season. There's 3 right there. All right, we are a quarter way up the scramble. That river's where we came from. Peach is doing fine. So upward we go. Okay, had to pick Peach up that, and I'm following behind. Here, we're making it. That's the next challenge. Video doesn't really do it justice, but that's overhanging. It's not like you can climb up that. Well, we're expected to. I might have to take my pack off, carry Peach up it, and then come back for my pack. But we'll see. I mean, it is just straight rock face drop-offs. And I better not even try to record while I'm walking, because this pack really weighs you down towards the drop-off. I'll check back in. This is why it's imperative, if you have a dog, that they know how to stay, because she is just barely on this face, and I'm gonna have to climb up here, pick her up and put her there. As you can see, the drop-off not great. So she's doing really good. And I think we're almost to the flatter part. Okay, she was able to be picked up over that cliff. Now we scramble up there, and it looks like we're close to the top. There she goes. Raise them right. She did really good. I mean, this is all about trust, and she knew to stay when I told her to stay, and she knew when to clamber when I picked her up. So really proud of her. That was quite an experience to share together. We are I think we're past the big stuff. So up to the ridge. We're finally on the ridge, and we're getting treated to this beautiful little birch forest. This is a beautiful view from this mountain. As you can tell, it's all relatively flat. But of course we went up the only mountain around. That's how it goes. Off we go. This ridge has got a completely different look than most of the ridges I've been on. It is rocky and shrubby, no shade cover, so I'm happy again that we decided to do this afternoon, late afternoon, instead of tomorrow, given our water issue. There's Peach. Wow. Well, this is camp for tonight. Not ideal to be on the ridge. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but it shouldn't hit until the afternoon. Hey, Peach. Hey, girl. It's the trail. It's just a minefield of rolled ankles. I will be so happy to be out of this state. So that is what we are escaping for the next week. It is freezing. You might see my breath. Peach sliced her paw somehow, and is freezing and raining for the next week. So I am getting picked up by my brother. I'm gonna go stay with my brother, dry out all my gear, and there you go. There's proof. It's 30s and 40, and there's no need to freeze. And Peach is sliced her paw, so we are going to take a break. My wonderful brother is driving down from Boston. Can't thank him enough, and I'm happy. We are pushing 500 miles that I've been out here, so a month out in the wilderness. It seems like a good time to take a little break. Well, we are kicked out of the bar, and then we are going to head to Delaware Water Gap via shuttle. And there is a church there that lets hikers stay, so we're going to stay there for the next couple hours until my brother comes. All right, things have just gotten real great. They think I might have Giardia, which would explain the fever and not being able to regulate my temperature, which I was shivering all day, and that's kind of why I called to get off trail, because I knew that wasn't feeling right. So Giardia is the current diagnosis, and I feel like the current diagnosis is death. This is not fun.